Hey everyone, this is Craig Coffey. I'm the Deputy County Administrator for Okaloosa County, and I'd like to share with you a little bit about an opportunity that's available to you through the county's CARES program. We have offered 6 different grants, and there's 4 business and 1 for nonprofits and 1 for individuals. And we just extended the deadline for these. They're set to expire this Monday. They've been extended 2 more weeks to November 9th. So we need you to take advantage of this opportunity. The county has never offered grants of this size to any place or any business individual. And really, we're trying to help those that were impacted by COVID. So to tell you about the grants, there's approximately 4 business ones, as I said. There's 2 that are on the smaller side. There's 1 that's related to businesses that aren't storefront businesses. Maybe you're a dog walker, maybe you're an independent contractor, a beautician, barbershop person. And you can apply for these grants, and they're up to $2,000 each. The paperwork on these grants are a little bit less. You have to be impacted by COVID. You have to experience these impacts after March 1st, and you have to demonstrate that. There's a whole bunch of information online that can detail these programs. The second program I want to talk about a little bit is a business PPE program. PPE stands for personal protective equipment. And that's businesses that have had to adjust to COVID. And you don't have to prove a loss of income or anything related to this program. All you have to do is demonstrate that you've bought hand sanitizer, masks, that you've maybe helped do something for your customers, maybe your temperature scans, or anything like that that you've had to invest in, even covering expenses for some of your employees. If you've gone out and got them tested or anything like that, that would all be covered by this program. And that's up to $2,000 per business as well. We'd encourage you, and again, the application for that is a lot easier than potentially some of the other applications, but almost every business probably has had to do some type of adaptation on their own, and this helps you just kind of offset some of those expenses while you're struggling through this time. Let's talk about the third program, and that's called the Business Retrofit Adaptation Program. So a lot of businesses, when COVID hit, had to make some quick adjustments to the way they operate. So if you were a restaurant, for example, you may have had to no longer use your menus. You may have tried to use paper menus. You may have had to switch over to essentially an electronic menu. You may have had to update your website. You may have had to do only carry out. I know some lodging partners, for example, they're taking their business centers and they're converting their business centers into student centers. So when the son or daughter go on vacation with the parents, that student center allows them to essentially do their homework and then go out and enjoy their vacation with their family. So if you made adaptations to that, if you built a deck onto a restaurant, all those may be eligible expenses. Up to $20,000 is available to you to offset those expenses. And again, those applications and those details are all online, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in a second. The last business program I want to talk about is related to just general business losses, general business impacts. Now, some of you, for example, when the beach was closed, or bars, for example, had to be closed for prolonged periods, non-essential businesses, and that really put a kink in your revenue stream. If you can demonstrate those losses and prove that you somehow suffered losses related to COVID, you can potentially recover up to $20,000. Now, this has got to be impacts and stuff related, non-employee related impacts, because employee related impacts, a lot of those were covered by the federal government's PPP program. This is strictly related to those other expenses and income impacts that you resulted up to $20,000 between March 1st and December 30th. So please apply for those as soon as you can. All the 4 of those business programs are being brought to you courtesy of the county and all of its cities. Again, the deadline for those 4 programs have been extended another 2 weeks to November 9th, so please take advantage of those. Outside of those programs, I want to talk about 2 other programs real quick. One is for nonprofit agencies, and that's up to $25,000 per nonprofit agency. And that's designed to help those impacts as a result of COVID. And all of a sudden your demand has increased, and now you're handing out 20,000 meals in that same year. You could potentially, for that delta, that additional 15,000 meals, get CARES money to offset those expenses and to help meet that need out there in the community. Those medical expenses that weren't covered by insurance or otherwise Medicare or Medicaid are eligible for COVID reimbursements. So if you have out-of-pocket or deductibles for those, you can potentially get up to $3,000 for those expenses, depending on the severity and the medical expenses you incurred. Up to $3,000. And again, it's OkaloosaCountyCares.com is where you go for that, and that's for individuals. If it's family, like the whole family got tested, you could potentially do that on one application. If you had the whole family get tested and everyone came back positive or negative, excuse me, and then you had to get tested again, you can bundle all those up with any deductibles for any costs that you paid that were not covered by insurance or not covered by Medicaid or Medicare, and that's OkaloosaCountyCares.com. I know I went through all that very fast. All that information is there on our website. Please check it out. We're trying to give away this money. This is the biggest county program in history, with all the cities partnering in the chamber. We're all here trying to help those impacted by COVID. Thank you.